Team building after work, and everyone laughed when I suggested we do it in working hours. Started a new job where everyone seems nice and lovely. But one thing that is irking me is doing team building activities after work. I had my first one last Thursday where after work we went to do indoor laser mini golf. This place also had a bar, so people had about 2-3 drinks while playing. I just had a soda. I was really shit at the game too and never got a hole in one while others got several. Then afterwards we went out to eat at Spoons, which the majority of England can confirm that it is shit. The food was salty and gross. Everyone else started drinking like 3 beers on a bloody work night. By 9 p.m. I was tired and out of it. I had been up since 6 a.m. If I don't go to bed on time at my usual 10 p.m. then I get dissociation anxiety. I start to zone out, and that ended up chatting around till 11 p.m. and just decided to awkwardly leave when someone got up. Others stayed around. There were no buses on, so I had to pay for a taxi with my own money. Didn't have to pay for golf or food. I suggested the next morning we do team building during work hours and everyone laughed at me. I think they want to do it at night so they can drink. But doesn't anyone hate coming into work the next day hungover? How can they function like that? I felt like I couldn't get out of it because I didn't want to be the only team member who didn't show up. I didn't want to feel like not a team player. What would you guys do or recommend I do for next time? Does everybody go all the time? This is not team building. Rather work subsidized socialization. You can ask if it is mandatory. If it is, it has to be paid for. If it is not, you can choose if you want to go or not. I suggest you alternate refusing due to prior commitments and showing up only for a limited time. Choose which events you might like. Also, I am not interested in that. Thanks for inviting me and have fun. Don't go if you don't want to. Say you have a prior commitment. You can't be made to go. So you get paid to be there? You have gone. You made the effort. You no longer have to go again. Chap below is correct. I'm sorry. I have a prior commitment. They honestly will not care. Shift ends. Talk to the back end of my car. Set a precedent of not going. Eventually no one will expect you to go. That's where I'm at. I get invited but nobody actually expects me to come. That's not just work dues either. Honestly, I would say in Britain if a team is having frequent after work, non-mandatory socials and everyone is going and seemingly enjoying it, that is a sign of an excellent work culture where the team has bonded well, are happy with their job, and like each other's company. It's not mandatory, and no one should pressure you to go. But you may find as you get to know everyone in the team better that you enjoy them as well and want to join in. Or you may not. But if I'm right about the culture, then people won't hold that against you. This sounds like everyone wants to get drunk. But they call it team building to make it sound more respectable. Working day team building is also excruciating. Too. Maybe they do it this way so they can tick the box without having to do flip charts and PowerPoints about their feelings. If the job is good and the people are okay, I say just decline the nighttime shit and don't worry about it. We're in the UK. So thankfully we don't have to worry about being fired for not being a team player or some unthinkable bullshit. And yes, Spoons is fucking horrendous. And run by a Brexitee. Tax dodging bellend. Wait. You don't go to work hungover? Shit, I don't think I'd be able to get through a workday if my liver wasn't trying to escape through my asshole every day. Am I getting paid? No? See you tomorrow. I'd go like once a month or two. But there's no requirement. I go to these things. Smile. Greet everyone. Shake hands. Small talk. Then after the drinking starts, Maybe an hour after I show up, I Irish goodbye and cut it short on my terms. Everyone has a memory of me being there, being social, etc., but I don't waste my whole night on it. If this isn't something that you're forced to do but they pay for games, food and alcohol, that would be an amazing job. I would not show up unless I was paid for it. Don't go. It's not compulsory. If someone questions why, you say you don't enjoy the things they do. I attend one team building event a year. Mine does prob 1/4 for a year. I've just been completely upfront about it. I have a busy personal life and have no desire to hang out with people I work with 40 hours a week. The best argument for me is my shift is 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. If I am not asleep by 11, my next day at work is ruined. No weekends, because I am not sacrificing one of 2 off days to be with coworkers. No offense. I don't drink either. Hard pass on work outings, and I don't care what they think. That's not official team building, it's just colleagues that hang out after work. Go for 2-3 hours then leave. You should have left when they went to spoons. It feels like doing it this way would just make everyone so much less productive on Friday. They could easily end work a couple hours early on a Friday and go out at like 3 p.m. and then people can continue hanging out into the evening if they'd like. Personally, I would go, but then pretend I have a dog I have to let out as an excuse to leave after a couple of hours. Staying out till 11 with coworkers on a workday sounds awful. Damn. I wouldn't have attended. I don't like socializing with coworkers. I think I've only gone to an after-work event once in my life. I hated it. Lol. I always wanted to get home to my wife and my dog as quickly as possible after work. I work remotely now, so it's not a problem anymore, but I would definitely not attend regularly. If at all. Just don't go. There's no harm in saying you are not available. I honestly don't see the issue. Nowhere in your story it is implied you have to go to this team buildings. I have worked at places like this. It is part of the corporate culture. Are you older than the rest of the team? Do they have families at home who they do not like? I would have left after the mini golf and skipped the dinner and drinks. After work socializing is more common in the UK. I always try to skip team builders. I work 12-hour shifts. I already spend more time with my teammates than my family sometimes. So unless the team builder is during shift, I'd rather not be there. I refuse to go. They want reasons. Elderly parents. Feed the dogs. Doctor's appointment. Car going to the shop. Pick up family at airport. Kids' school activities. You get the gist. Make up some reason. It's a temporary relationship with permanent boundaries. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's mandatory. Just don't go. My team at work is pretty nice and we do occasionally go out. But there are people who either never go or come once in a while for like an hour. Nobody holds that against them. Nobody cares. They're well liked. All is good. Unless there are some signs that it is treated as mandatory. Don't even worry about it. If I am not getting paid for a work function, then I'm not obligated to go. We have family picnics and stuff and I'll go sometimes, but I'm not doing no team building after work. On a work night for free. Please stop going and hanging out. People need social interaction, and some people actually want to make work worthwhile and socially interactive. Please choose a telemarketing or support job and don't interact with people. This is not team building, it's socializing. You don't need to go. Just don't go. Or go for an hour and do an Irish goodbye. Like, honestly, nothing bad will happen. You don't have to be condescending about people having 3 beers at a pub dinner.